In this video, I wanted to give you a United Airlines flight review on the United A320 in first class from Phoenix, Arizona to Houston International Airport, and also talk about the service on board. First off, for those of you that are regular United customers, you might want to know that at Phoenix Airport, United recently moved from Terminal 2 over to Terminal 3. There were plans to build another United Club, but since COVID came, the brakes have been put on that project. It does not appear that it's going to happen anytime in the near future, and I guess, well, that's just the way it goes now. But we will wait and see. Our boarding process seemed to go rather smoothly, and riding up in front does give you the advantage of being first in line to head down the jetway. Since the pandemic is winding down, I was hoping to see some improvements in the service, and there were some. This A320 turned out to be a relatively new aircraft and appeared to be spotless. Plenty of overhead bin space up there, so there was no issue with putting our carry-ons away, not being crowded whatsoever. The A320 has the typical first-class configuration of 2 seats on each side. Both have plenty of space, and I found we're quite comfortable. I have to say our 2 flight attendants turned out to be some of the best that I've ever had. I can't say enough about them, and even wrote a commendation to United. They handed out the sanitizing wipes, which enabled me to clean my table just in case that it hadn't been done properly. A little extra security there. On this table, they have a little fold-up thing that I could lean my iPad on while we're in flight. So that was another handy little item that they had. It was a very beautiful, bright, sunny day here in Phoenix, Arizona, and perfect for flying. Another thing that I liked on the seat was the stowage space on the side where you can put your laptop down there, iPad, magazines, whatever you might have that you want to stow and not put in the front seat. The in-flight entertainment, it appeared pretty good. A lot of the movies that were on there as I went through seemed to be quite old, but you know, it's a domestic flight, so I don't really expect a whole lot when it comes to the in-flight entertainment. Plus, I bring my own. So I came up to the cabin front and give the pilots a little bit of flying advice. They always appreciate that from me, so obviously just kidding. And it was time for our pushback from the gate. Checked over the United safety card real quick to make sure that I still knew all the rules, and we started our taxi heading for departure. We got onto the runway and the pilot kicked it up into high gear and off we went. One of the things that still caught my attention was that normally you get offered a beverage prior to the takeoff. And that, well, that still remains the same where they're not doing that. I still don't know the reasoning or thought process behind it, but they're still doing that. The other thing that I don't particularly care for is they still haven't brought back any glassware. So if you're getting your coffee in the morning, you're gonna get it in a paper cup. They did hand out a snack box, but that still doesn't cut it. And this early in the morning, I was looking for more of a hearty breakfast like the scrambled eggs that they used to do, maybe with a little bit of sausage, but that's still not happening. As I looked through the snack box, it did have some interesting content in it. So that's some smoked Gouda cheese, some white cheddar, apricot, which I left in the bag, a multi-grain bar, again, some chocolate, don't feel like that this time of the morning, some cream crackers, salami slices, and some almonds. So if you hadn't had anything to eat, it does kind of take the edge off a little bit. We finally leveled out at 30,000 feet and absolutely had a fantastic smooth ride. So we were heading to Houston and we were actually going to be ahead of schedule, which is always nice. One thing I've noticed is United has been really good lately about being on time and keeping their schedules, which is nice, especially when you have a tight connection like we did on this particular day. My overall impression of this domestic 2-hour flight was good, based on a number of things. As I stated before, it was nice walking onto a newer aircraft and the plane being spotless, as that really makes a difference on your first impression. The seats on this aircraft were quite comfortable and had plenty of space for a tall individual like myself. Although the entertainment selection was somewhat old, there were still plenty of movies to choose from, so on a short flight, this was no big deal whatsoever. It would be nice for them to bring back the pre-departure beverage service, and I still cannot figure out why they have not done that. I also would really like to see real cups and glasses brought back into first class, as I hate drinking coffee from a paper cup, and it's just more trash to fill up our landfills. I think it is also time to bring back regular meal service in first instead of the snack boxes, even if United has to tack on a few more dollars to our tickets. What made this flight really stand out was our flight attendants. Both of them were as pleasant as could be and very engaging with the passengers. That has not been my experience lately, and for whatever reason, but these two were outstanding, and I made sure that I wrote United a commendation for their service. I hope you enjoyed this flight review, and please hit the subscribe button for notifications to my channel. I have a variety of content from airline reviews, hotel reviews, adventures, and travel. So, thanks for watching Pat's Adventures.